One side.
Hello there, welcome back here on Prime Morning. It's time for us to talk entertainment here on the show, and we're getting into the O2 Indigo show that Medikal put together. It had other artists also supporting as well. Kwame Dazi is here with me. We'll be going to London. Mauli is on the other side. He's a television director, and he was at the event. He will also be giving us some updates on that as well. So yeah, you can send your messages on our WhatsApp line and let us know what you think about the show. It was a sold-out show, as we are aware right now, and so we want to look at some of the few things that we can do moving forward and matters arising in terms of making sure that Ghanaians, a lot more Ghanaian musicians are able to fill the Indigo and the O2 Arena. Don't forget that the Indigo is different from the O2 Arena itself. The Indigo is a capacity of 2,750, and the arena itself is 20,000 capacity. Now, the largest auditorium or the largest indoor auditorium in the world is actually the Philippines Arena. It takes 55,000 people, and so you can imagine from 20,000 and all of that. Wembley also takes more than 20, but it depends on how you're doing or what program you're doing there. If it's a concert, it can take more, especially the O2 Arena. If it's a concert, you can take about 2,800 capacity, but if it's a normal seating arrangement, it's 20,000. Okay, so that's what we're talking about, 20,800 and really 20,000. As for the Indigo, yeah. 2,000. Anyway, Kwame, you good?
I'm good.
Mm-hmm. Let me check if my brother Mauli is also on the other side. Mauli, can you hear me? Okay, all right. So if Mauli comes to, we'll let you know. But for those of you out there who missed out, check this. What happened at the O2 Indigo on the 3rd of May when Medikal put together that show.
One side. Danger. What's around here, Marlin? Yeah.
Please turn on your phone lights. Give us some smoke. We've worked hard for the last 6 months. The legendary Medikal is in the building, ladies and gentlemen.
All right, so that's Chatawale on stage right now. On the 3rd of May, we had a sold-out show, Medikal, live in London, at the O2 Indigo, and that was a big show. Congratulations to every single person that was on it, and so that's what it is. But Mauli is joining us from London. He was at the event, and so I want to find out. But Kwame, let me get to you. If Mauli is able to hear me, I'll put him on. But what's your initial remarks about that event?
I was happy that he was able to sell out the O2 at the Indigo, because prior to the event, I remember Medikal started the promotion in October last year. You know how we go about our events here in Ghana, maybe a few days, a few weeks before we start promotion. And I'm very sure those who advised him did so well, because he knew that he was going to a space that was alien to him, so he needed to put in more of promotion. So in October, I saw stories, I published some on majonline.com, and then I saw the promo, the video, the artworks, until last week when the event was held. I must say that I was impressed, because Medikal, to pull out that particular performance, tells us that you can do everything you want to do if you set your mind to it. Now, we have people in this industry who actually think that it's not even necessary trying to break boundaries. You can do what you want to do. But if you are a serious musician, one thing that comes to mind is for you to go beyond your space. Almost every musician wants to win a Grammy, right?
Yep.
They all want to perform at the O2 Arena, Indigo. So it wasn't surprising for me that Medikal was trying to go to that territory. But the thing is that aside from the fact that I'm happy he was able to do what he did, I'm beginning to believe that it appears we are too fixated on O2 Arena and Indigo. Yeah. Alodia was on this show on Monday.
Yeah, this week, yeah.
And I remember you guys asking him which artists can fill the O2. You mentioned Black Sherif, King Promise.
And Black Sherif can Promise can make some numbers.
Some numbers. And
filling and making
and he gave a timeline of 2 years.
Yeah.
Maybe by 2 years, we'll be able to do that. But I think that, just as you mentioned, that the Philippines has the largest auditorium, I think we are limiting our abilities and our potentials to just landing in the US or the UK and the US. Because most people think that that is a familiar space to us. And almost every time when a Nigerian goes to fill a space in these two areas, we try to ask ourselves, but there are spaces, there are places, there are countries across the world where we can also go as well and make our voices heard or sell our music. It all boils down to how much research we do about the music that we do and which people listen to our songs across the world. King Promise, and I mentioned a few days ago, King Promise was in Asia.
Yeah.
You saw the numbers, you saw the reception, you saw the kind of people that were listening and singing to his songs word for word. Tells you that this is somebody who had not just broken boundaries, but stolen the hearts of people who are not Ghanaians. If you watch most of our artists who go to the Indigo to go perform, who go to London to go perform, usually they perform to local Ghanaian audience, people who are from Ghana, who are residing in those areas. But look at King Promise's reach.
White folks, man.
Almost everybody, I can say 99.9% were non-Ghanaians.
Yeah.
And that tells me that, for me, that is real reach. 2019, Adina went to the Pacific area, performed, and I saw students singing to "Oh My Baby" word for word. Kwame Eugene did the same, Australia, a few years ago, about 2 or 3 years ago. Then King Promise. So we shouldn't limit the whole thing to just the UK, the O2 Arena. We can also tap into other countries and other areas in the world. But I must say that Medikal did so well. I love his performance. He was on fire.
We'll look at the performance. Let me go to London. Mauli is there. Mauli, how are you doing?
Yeah, KMJ.
Yeah.
I'm doing great. Yourself?
Okay, over there. Charlie, what did you see? First of all, thanks for the time. I mean, and because of our time, we're pressed for time, so I just want to make this quick. Now, what did you see at the O2 Indigo on the 3rd of May?
KMJ, well, first of all, let me thank everybody. I mean, our viewers, whoever they are watching us from. KMJ, on this day, it was an excitement. It was full of excitement for us, especially we the Ghanaians here in UK, in London, because we always had this conversation going when we had the Nigerians, dominating every conversation here and there. We also thought we had the opportunity to show our friends and colleagues here what we've got back home, because we can do all the bragging, but if we've not got nothing to show for it, then I mean, what's the point? So I personally bought about 4 tickets for some of my friends too, so I can show them what we've got. And I think it was worth it. So, I mean, that's just for the start. Okay.
Now, the conversation arising from this, show that happened on the 3rd indicates that we've got people who are ready to support Ghanaians, musicians do what they have to do in terms of getting into some of these spaces and arenas and all of that. In your opinion, with the numbers you saw, you think they are genuine numbers that in the few years to come, most artists can also go there and do the same, or we have not gotten there yet? Alodia spoke about it and said that we have 2 years to actually make that happen. And even that, he cited some musicians that can't do it at all now. And those who can even do it will not be able to fill the place but make some numbers. What you saw, do you think that you would agree to this, or we can do better?
Okay, so KMJ, before we even get into such conversations, we need to first of all know the statistics of, say, Ghanaians who are in London or in UK. Okay, for people like Alodi, I'm sure they know what you are saying. They know the figures you are saying. So if he is saying 2 years, I believe he has some sort of data to talk to that issue. However, we shouldn't also be expecting that only Ghanaians are supposed to feel Ghanaian build artists when we put them on the event. So we should also look at how well they are dominating or infiltrating other countries and sending themselves out there. So when they are hosting events in somewhere like in London, when you want to fill a big auditorium, you're not expecting only Ghanaians to show up, but expecting perhaps other African countries that you might have left your footprint. So if our just says 2 years, I believe it's a plan to ensure that our artists get into some of these territories to beef up our numbers. Because if you just want to use the Ghanaian number here, well, I mean, we might just have to give it a try.
Oh, very well. You are a director. You're a television person. I want to talk about production on that night, in terms of execution, artists coming on stage, because we've condemned some of the way they perform here in Ghana over the years, from production people to the artists themselves and all that. From what you saw, you think that Medikal and the likes, all the other people who were on it, were able to utilize the platform very well because the production was good, or it's just that they came and they felt that we needed to do this and do it the right way, maybe?
Okay, so yeah, technically, if you want to look at these things, you look at the facilities that are available to the artists. So first off, we talk of the space which they had access to. We talk of the equipment that they had, which trust me, we don't need to. You don't need to be a magician to know that these are top tier facilities that are brought to their disposal. So with the auditorium and the space that they have, and then the stage, they are limited to do, I mean, so much. I mean, you can't do anything like coming from the ceilings or coming from any truss from below. It's actually what the space gives you that you can work with. And I believe that in that frame of affairs, of that frame of things, they did their best. They put the lighting to use. I believe you see in Medical's first appearance or first act, you saw how they tried to display the Ghanaian colors. Okay, I think I'm getting out of frame. You saw how they tried to display the Ghanaian colors with the red, gold, green. You notice one thing that Medical was in all black. This got me thinking that this guy is, putting some sort of thought. If you have red, gold, green, and then Medical is in all black, what's that supposed to mean?
That's the Ghana flag right there, the black star.
Yeah, we came with this black crusader. I mean, I think it was marvelous. It was fantastic. But Kim, did you know in all the 4 hours that they have from 7 to 11, Medical did 55 minutes out of that, a total of 55 minutes. And guess which of the artists had the longest stay on stage?
Who?
Shatawale.
Okay.
Stayed on stage.
But why that though? Was that the plan? You were there. Was it planned, or it was the sequence of the show run, and so you can't blame any of them that much?
Well, I can't tell because for the first time, KMD, I was on the other side of the whole affair. Usually we are in the backstage.
You are the backstage, yeah.
Putting things together. This time, the following day was my birthday, so I wanted to give myself a treat. So I actually observed from a patron's point of view. Yeah, so I mean, I was just hinting on something. I just want. Did
the people who come to watch complain? Were they happy about the fact that the one who was doing the main event performed for 55, and the supporting artist performed for more minutes or hours than him?
Yeah, that's the point I was getting to. I think that even though he performed for 15 minutes, 55 minutes,
yeah,
he was able to wow his audience. That's the fantastic thing about it. That's a quarter of all the hours that that were allotted for the night. But he was able to use them, marvelously. And whether or not if anybody wanted more of that, I'm sure this should be a how do you call it? Individual preferences. So that's just about it.
Very well. I'll get back to you for us to wrap up. We don't have too much time. But yesterday, Kofi Kinata actually released, okay, so we had the press listening yesterday. So let me just put this in. The EP is out. It's the Kofi EP. And it has 7 songs on it. So if you're watching right now, and if you're a Kofi Kinata fan, the EP is out. It's called Kofi, and it's 7 songs on it. You will enjoy it. It has Antiama, it has Overthinking, it has what again on it? It has Kwame, can you help me? It has Overthinking, it was I Don't Care Upon Some Mind and all of that. Take Away and all that. You know, so go check it out. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece of work that is put together, and I'm sure you're definitely going to love it. Now, Kim Promise, and you spoke about Kim Promise. Kim Promise is on his way to Canada right now. He has a Canada tour that is coming up. He's starting this weekend, and so he left the US. He was in New York, and he met dancehall king Sean Paul. Yeah, so they had some interactions and all of that. We've got the video. We're going to show you the video of Kim Promise and Sean Paul having a good time together. And he's currently on his way to Canada for that tour as well. So, yeah, beautiful stuff. These are things we love to see, Kwame.
Oh, yeah. We need to get our people travel across this country. And so I'm always happy to see Ghanaians shine everywhere in the world. And that is why I was glad that Medikal was able to do what he did in the UK at the Indigo. Just as Maoli mentioned, you know, even telling us more about how long he was on stage. 55 minutes?
Yeah.
And
it's a 4-hour show.
And one of the guests spent more than
Satawale did more hours.
Oh, okay. And there were other people like Sarkodie spent about 2 or 3 minutes.
Yeah. Sarkodie did 2 minutes or so. Yeah.
2 minutes. That was so short.
3 songs. One that came.
That was very, very short.
Yeah, very short.
If you compare that to 55 minutes and over.
And there have been arguments about that as well. I mean, some people think that it was not my day. Yeah. It's Medikal's day. So let me just do something, let's let go. Others are also of the opinion that they knew Shatawale was going to come on stage. There was some surprise element.
Oh, really?
That was rude. These are words on the street.
Oh, okay.
That was rude. And so maybe he got a hint or whatever it is and decided to leave the stage. Whatever it is, I want to believe that what Medikal did was to put all Ghanaians together on the stage to make it happen. And so individual differences,
make the
that's not really
patrons happy. And Mali even mentioned that he went along with some of his colleagues. Yeah. I'm sure some of them are not even Ghanaian.
Proud to that, there was a guy in the UK who said he bought about, 50 tickets or so for his friends.
Wow.
So, Mauli, it means that we have people in the UK and other places who are ready to support Ghanaian musicians.
Exactly.
It's not like the way we see it. Or mute your microphone.
Everyone wants to belong to something good. So, if you have a chance to show it, why won't you show it? And it's not as if we've not brought anything good back home. We do. But if the opportunity doesn't present itself, how are we able to do that? So, I mean, it's neither here nor there. I know back in Ghana, when I was back in Ghana, this conversation has been on and on that Ghanaians don't like supporting their own. It's not true.
Okay.
If you have your timing right and you have your things in place, why won't they show up?
Great. They will show up if we put things in place very well. Mauli, thank you so much for joining us this morning. I really appreciate it. We should have had a better time, but hopefully we'll get you back again for us to continue with this. Thank you so much. Enjoy your stay in the London.
Always care.
Funny enough, though, you don't have an accent. Anyway, he doesn't have an accent. All right, Kwame, thank you so much for making time for us this morning as well. Really appreciate you. And, well, thanks to the viewers out there who were also part of this conversation and all the other conversations that we have had here on the show. I want to believe that we've made your Friday a very special one, especially starting from this morning. So please go ahead, make money, do good, communicate, take care of yourself. See you on the weekend. It's just here. Do what you have to do, but be careful. We see you on Monday at 6. Myself, Rosalyn Fairley, and Essie Dua, the Golden Girl. Until then, have a good morning. We're gone.